1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost the weekend and you don't know what to do. Or you just need something fun to listen to. Southside Pod! Yes, we're on the air. And with gangs all here, all things on the South Side. Thanks for tuning in to the Southside Pod.
So I asked Mike for a topic earlier before you got over.
You asked him for a topic to talk about?
Yes. I said, is there anything...
He asked me,
Actually, what I said was, is there anything that grinds your gears, Mike?
Nice.
Like, I wanted to see if Mike would get upset about something.
You're reaching for material.
Right? Like, I was like,
He's trying to get like 8 episodes out of
No,
this
what I
one
wanted
night.
is I just want to know, is there something that Mike wants to say? Because I feel like he never gets a chance. We dominate the conversation, don't we? Don't we? I mean,
your
like,
job.
If somebody actually kept track of how much we talk compared to Mike, it would be minuscule.
Sure.
Okay? As much, it'd be like somebody, like, there's somewhere out there,
I would be
somebody's like,
like
there's too much Mike, right?
the
Somebody's like,
girlfriend of
there's
the
too much
girl
By the
Mike.
way,
in the
it's right here.
Right. I'm
somebody.
Right. Somebody's like, there's too much Mike. Like how people were
somebody.
like how people were like, there's too much Taylor Swift, and then somebody was like, she's on for like 0.9% of the actual broadcast, or something crazy like that. Like,
But there's a big difference between Taylor Swift and Mike.
because she's talented,
And hot.
About $1.2
Yes.
billion.
right? And she has money. She's the opposite.
She has
of Mike.
1.2 billion. I have 0 billion. That's where we're at.
She's the exact opposite.
Wait,
of
that
you.
was just last
You'll
year.
get there
too.
one day.
But anyway, Mike.
5.0001
Mike told me that what he wanted to say, what bothered him the most, were people
the
that
most,
don't
but-
use turn signals.
That's what grinds his gears.
That's what grinds Mike's gears.
Okay.
Why? What happened to you? What pissed you off so much? This is what
did
got you
something
going.
I
happen
have to
lately?
drive more than I've ever had to drive in like the past 10 years. And just
Okay.
everything about driving I hate right now.
Why?
Because most people who are driving don't actually want to be driving. They want to be on their phones.
On their phones, yeah. TikTok
And like it makes everything it's like people going to the bathroom takes twice as long too, because they go in the bathroom and they're on their phone the whole time. When people are driving, they're on their phone. They're leaving 3 car lengths between them and the car in front of them. They're not seeing when the lights are changing.
See, the bathroom
it's
thing.
terrible.
The bathroom thing used to be me. I used to go hide in the bathroom to avoid my wife, but now I go to the bathroom very quickly. And I'm in, I'm out, and done. I find that I don't spend any time in the bathroom now.
For a long
But
period
you're
of time.
avoiding your wife. You're still married.
No, I love my wife.
I'm avoiding my children.
I know it's still there when I come out. Prolonging it.
Standing at the door.
So usually my kids are coming in. Daddy? Okay. Yes.
So it's turn signals. They aggravate you.
That too. Like that's like the least
Turn
amount of
signals
effort.
don't bother me at all.
It's the least amount of effort you could do.
Yeah, but
it's
I
also
mean,
my
like-
kryptonite too.
Oh, you.
If you put your turn signal on, I will let you in.
Oh, you see you.
Pushover.
Yeah, you're a pushover.
What about hand signals?
Yeah, what if the guys?
that?
No,
no,
where they
not
put
like
their
that.
up and down, like I'm turning left and right.
Let's say to some. Okay, so what
I
happens?
mean, if it's not 1920 anymore, but that would be cool.
No,
I don't know.
but here's the question: if the guy in front of you, his lights were out, he had a bad signal or something like that.
something that he's going to AutoZone
Would
to
you be-
get his bulb.
Would you be angry or would you be like, yes, that's the kind of driver I want to see? If all of a sudden the guy in front of you opened up his window and did a hand signal to make sure you knew what he was doing.
turning, Mike!
Right. Like, would you think to yourself, like, now that is
there's
a
a
stellar human
stand-up
being. There's a stand-up
individual.
guy. Right, exactly. Or do you become annoyed by that?
Well, if he's signaling, sure, I'd be
So
okay
any
with
type
that.
of signal.
Any kind of signal
Some
whatsoever.
sort of signal, right?
Smoke signals.
Yeah. If you could do that,
If
that'd
the
be
car in front of you is doing smoke
that would be
signals,
awesome. He should also go to AutoZone,
you
but
probably...
or the garage.
He drives a Jeep Cherokee.
I get it. That's a
deep-
good
that's a
joke.
deep
That's
cut
a
right
deep
there.
one. I like that one. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I caught myself there. I was about to say he must be a Native American, but then like
You were like Jeep
it
Cherokee.
all came. I was like he. And like
Right.
if you listen back, I go, he must. And I went drive. Like I made the
Yeah.
joke better
Yeah,
on the spot.
you did good.
Thanks.
You did good.
Deconstructing
I'm not like this in
Bill's
real life.
joke.
No,
Just behind the mic.
right, just behind the mic. That's it. That's
Just
all you
carry a
got.
mic with you everywhere.
Just behind the mic.
Dad jokes. That's all I got.
Jokes.
This portion of Southside Pod brought to you by Tom Walsh, your Edward Jones financial advisor. He's local, experienced, down to earth, and a friend of this show. He actually helps me with my money, and he takes care of bills as well. Get to know you approach and a do the right thing attitude. That's what you're going to get from Tom. In times of financial uncertainty, how can you stay on track? You give him a call, 773-779-0023. Call somebody who is invested in your success and has been doing this for over 2 decades. Doesn't matter where you're at in life. Just starting out, getting to the end, somewhere in the middle. Stop in and see him on the corner of 111th and Kedzie. Tom Walsh, your Edward Jones financial advisor, and Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC. You see my record player?
You have a record player?
Yeah, my sister got me a record player.
Which is good because
Do you have any vinyl?
He's
I
got
have
a
one
record.
album.
Yes.
I have one album.
It's not a records
Is
player.
it new
It's a record player.
or old?
It's an album from the 1990s.
I'm going to guess.
But not printed.
She
in the
bought it for me.
1990s.
I'm going to guess it's Foo Fighters.
No,
You're close.
Weezer.
Weezer
Blue Album?
Weezer Blue Album. Weezer Blue Album. You nailed it. You nailed it.
Did you
Next,
see?
you get the White Album by the Beatles.
Did you see it? Did you see it when you walked in?
colors? No, I swear to God, I'm just guessing.
Okay,
Okay,
that was
so-
impressive then.
So the thing is, it's sitting back here behind you on the other side of the couch in the bar. And she bought me this record player, and she's like, I thought you'd enjoy this. And I'm
Yeah, middle-aged man, you get into history, smoking meats, or records, right?
Well, but the thing is, this is a really expensive hobby.
It can be.
These
sure.
records are like $25-$30 a piece.
Yeah, unless you go to like a old
You gotta go to a
record
vintage
store.
record store.
You got to
Yeah.
go to a vintage
Yeah, you
store,
got like a
right?
$5,
Right.
you know,
That's the only like. So that's what I have to
Scratched
do,
up
right?
Journey
Yeah.
album or something.
'Cause that's
Beverly
what-
Records.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, where do I go and
Beverly
get
Records.
records? Beverly Records.
Great
okay.
store.
Because to me, I started looking up records. I'm like, oh, I'd like to add a couple of them. And when I look them up, they're all $25 to $30 to get a record. And, you know,
Just recently, it was February 3rd.
right?
And are you familiar with that day in history?
No.
The day the music died.
Oh, okay.
So Beverly Records, I follow them on Facebook, and maybe they like repost it
That's
from
the thing
Twitter.
with the Big Bopper, Richie Valens,
Correct.
and they follow this
But
guy
they
in
were
the
posting
airplane.
a couple like if Buddy Holly was tweeting that day, and it was hysterical, and it said something like, Waylon Jennings said that he offered the Big Bopper his seat on the plane tonight. He's like, what a great guy he is. Glad we don't have to take that old bus without heat.
Yeah, right. That's what happens.
Right.
They show that in La Bamba, in the
So it was
movie
funny
La
that
Bamba. they
if
show.
Buddy Holly was tweeting back then, like
Right.
that was like his last tweet.
Right.
It was interesting.
Well, no, his last
historical and
his
funny.
last tweet would have been some kind of selfie, like hashtag plane life. Like,
Jesus.
yeah. The last tweet I think would have been something like really like that's the problem with tweeting and Instagramming and everything
Buddy
else like
Holly,
that. You're going to
Weezer, Blue Album.
See?
Oh, nice connection there.
Nerds.
Nice connection.
You guys finally got it.
Anyway, back to what I was going to actually bring up. I mean, seriously, like trying to have a conversation with you is so hard. Like we sit here, we do this show, and like I start talking about something, and you just gotta just go do your thing.
Is he talking to
you talking to me?
or
I don't
Yeah,
know.
you. I'm talking to you.
tell.
Talking to
I
you.
still don't
All
know.
right.
If
I
he's
don't talk
talking
to
you.
him.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike doesn't have anything to
Yeah.
say. Just kind of sits there in
true.
between the two of us.
I have the adult ADHD. I have
Right.
ADHD.
Adult onset. Adult onset.
Sound that out for me. How
ADHD.
does that sound?
Sorry, that's terrible for people that actually have ADHD. The people that go into AA and they can't concentrate on the actual meetings, they have ADHD. Anyway, go ahead, Chris.
I got nothing left. I was going to talk about records and getting
Yeah.
records, and I was going to ask the question like, why would you even get a record? Like, it's a great gift that she got me.
People that
but like, I could
really-
pay $25 for a record, or I can get the
Go to
album
Spotify
digitally
for free.
downloaded onto my phone, and it would be a better sound quality than the record. And that's
I
the
don't know.
thing.
These people are like, oh, the quality is unmatched, and
On a record?
Yeah.
No, it
There are
isn't.
some
Well, it
vinyl
depends on what your
purists out
record
there.
player is.
No, it isn't. I
No,
listen to that vinyl.
any record player sucks compared to digital.
Right. The digital stuff sounds better.
Unless you want to hear it like you're in 1960, and that's fine if you want to be that guy that, makes things smell like they're old and, live in a house that has old stuff in it just to be weird and old.
Well, I think what I thought about it was I'd like to get
you're an old
albums.
hater.
I'd like to get albums if I was going to put them on there. Like I'd like to get records.
I want to hear the crackling.
that would sound good with crackling, right? Like that's kind of like I was like, well,
Cracklin' Rosie
right?
by Neil Diamond.
Or like something with a lot of guitars and strumming, or like a Mumford and Sons might sound good on the record player,
Maybe a
right?
Mumford and Sons.
right? An old John Denver, like something like that
Right.
makes sense, right?
Or a young John Denver.
Or a dead John Denver.
There wasn't
right?
an old
He didn't
John
make any
Denver.
albums after that. I
He
don't
was
think
never
so.
old. He
Another
didn't
guy
make
who was
it
in a
old.
plane.
He was on a plane?
He was in a plane too.
Or a helicopter?
No, he was in a plane.
He was his
Vaughn.
own plane.
No, and he crashed in the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah.
Rocky Mountain.
That's
High.
ironic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rocky Mountain.
Right.
Not.
All right.
Do you think Alanis Morissette gets on planes?
She died?
No, but I just wonder, do you think that she flies in
How
planes?
ironic.
Do you think she flies in planes? Or do you think she avoids about a fear that one day somebody will sit there and say she crashed in a plane? How ironic.
Don't you think? It's like rain.
Are we playing that one next?
No. This Saturday, the 23rd of March, the artisan markets of John Streets and the Streets Arts Alliance returns to Imperial Oak Brewing at 501 Willow Boulevard in Willow Springs. It kicks off at 11 a.m. on Saturday, goes until 3:30 in the afternoon. These things are awesome. They're family friendly. You can bring the kids out there. You get to drink a bunch of craft beer. That's a pretty good brewery out there. I like going there myself. And then you get to find the handcrafted jewelry, the clothing, the vintage treasures, the rare finds, the tasty treats. They have dog treats, they have kid treats, they have adult treats. They have all kinds of cool stuff out there. Every time that John puts together one of these markets, there's something new there. He's always rotating things in and out. He's always trying to find something that's just going to catch your eye. He's an excellent curator of these markets. And if you like going to these kind of events, the best ones are put on by John Streets and the Streets Arts Alliance. Once again, Saturday the 23rd, coming up here, 11 a.m. until 3:30 in the afternoon at Imperial Oak Brewing in Willow Springs. We'll see you there. Are your kids watching YouTube videos?
We have YouTube Kids. It filters it for us, and we monitored it for a while.
Right.
And we have no issues with it whatsoever. I think it's, so many
So
minutes.
what
And
do
I'm
they
not going to
watch?
lie.
You have
I'm not going to
girls.
lie and be like, my kids don't watch, they don't eat McDonald's, and we don't eat, we don't watch YouTube. They have a set amount of minutes that they extend quite often. I'll be
Okay.
completely honest.
So what do they watch on YouTube? Because you have little girls.
Like,
So I'm sure they're watching
it's
something
like
different
kids
than
watching other kids play with toys.
See,
That's a big thing,
what
yeah.
that's what they
And then
always
there's
do.
there's a Dr. Squish, and this guy makes squishes, and they cuts them open, and they see what's inside of them.
So this is the weird thing. Like your daughters are watching
It's dumb.
kids play with toys instead of playing with the toys themselves.
Correct.
And my kid, Nick, he watches
People play video games?
people play video
Yeah.
games
Yeah.
instead of
That's the thing.
playing the video game himself. He watches an hour a day, because I will only give him an hour on the YouTube videos. He watches guys play Fortnite.
Yeah.
That's all he watches.
He doesn't play Fortnite. I mean, he
then
probably does that
he
too.
does
but
play
He
Fortnite.
likes to watch. people.
But if I gave him the option,
It'd be like us watching a video of other guys watching porn,
right?
which is weird.
That's really
But
weird.
I bet it exists.
There's somebody who likes that.
There's a
Somebody-
podcast about it, I'm
Somebody
sure.
likes that. Somebody's like,
It's called Three
somebody
Guys Watching
Googles-
People Watch
Somebody
Porn.
Googles guys watching porn, and then they watch guys who are watching porn. That happens. Okay,
Watching guys
God, I'm
watching
so
porn.
sorry to my Google search later.
but
But strictly out of curiosity.
if I gave him the option of playing Fortnite or watching somebody play Fortnite on YouTube,
Yeah, they
he'd
probably
watch
could.
the YouTube
because they're
videos.
better.
Yeah, and I don't get, and all these
people
videos
have
are
cooler toys to play with.
they're
and more
all the
expensive
same. Though.
toys.
They're all the same, and that's the thing that drives me nuts. Like there are people that are getting ridiculous amounts of views on YouTube,
millionaire.
making
It's not
millions of dollars, and all they do is play the video game. You can see how they do it because I've watched it now with him because I want to know like what he's watching because I banned a few of them.
Okay.
Some of them I'm like, not this guy ever again. I
Yeah.
just heard what he said or whatever like that. Like no, and so I am monitoring which one he's watching. But from what I could tell, they play the game without talking.
Okay.
Then they pretend they're playing while they watch the video
Yeah.
of themselves playing the game. I'm convinced that's how they're doing them, because that's how they get the production value of what they do. So then they have to feign surprise.
Yeah.
So there's terrible acting as they scream at the screen, and essentially it's
But
all
an
the same
89-year-old never picks up on this.
But it's all the same video. Oh my God! Like, they're always screaming throughout the entire. It makes my ears bleed.
Yeah.
It's so bad. Like, these kids are watching grown men. I mean, these aren't teenagers that are doing these. These are 20, 30-year-old men that are screaming into a headset, watching like a character on a video game get killed by another character on a video game. Like, it is the most amazing thing they've ever seen.
Making a ton of
And these
money.
kids eat this up. Eat it up. So what I want to do is I want to do my own YouTube channel where I critique the people doing these videos.
Oh, you want to be like...
I want to sit in the corner. You know how there's like a picture of them playing Fortnite, right? And then there's an image of that guy in the corner.
You're like a react
I
video?
want me on the other side of the screen making fun of the YouTuber.
So, like an MST3K of YouTube.
Yes. Yeah. Making fun of people with YouTube channels.
That's a ridiculous idea
Billionaires.
that I haven't seen yet.
Like, right? Like, this week in bad YouTube
I've seen reaction videos.
Right.
But like not where you would like just watch them and then comment in the background.
But think about it.
Because
they do their thing. They're screaming.
That's called ridiculous
and
with
then
Rod
we're-
Deerdeck.
And then we're deadpanning in the little box next to it like it's not that big of a deal. Like, just making fun of how bad the video is.
But I don't think kids would like that.
Yeah, but I would.
But their parents would.
Their parents would love
Parents
it.
would like that.
I want to hit the parents.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. I
They're
want
the
to get
ones
the
with the
parents.
credit cards.
Yeah, they
Right.
got the
Men
money.
And
Right.
women,
That's what I
25 to
want.
44.
Right, that's what I want. I want that.
That's our target audience.
That's our target
I
audience
want
right
a
there.
dad who's sick of watching Mr. Beast.
Right.
To be able
But
to
if he's
pull up.
going to watch it,
Right. To
he
pull
wants
up,
to see it make
and,
fun of
and
it.
then he wants to show his son or daughter how stupid these videos are. So he goes, I want you to watch this one where they
Right.
make fun of him. That's, right?
What's
Like,
our channel called?
I don't know. I got to come up with this. This is something I've just kind of come up with, being angry at these videos.
Okay.
Right? Like, I have to have an irrational anger over something in my life. And this is what I'm currently irrationally
everything,
angry about, right?
you know.
I've gotten angry for months over people in the school drop-off line. I've moved on to the YouTube people.
Okay. That's
Right?
good.
Like, I'm
I
trying.
mean, you're
That's
focusing,
growth, buddy,
you're focusing
growth.
on
You're growing as a person.
someone
That's
that's
good.
not that. I mean, if you did it in the line,
Right.
someone's gonna react to
like,
that.
if given a special, if I was given certain like superpowers, right, that I
Yeah.
could use with impunity,
Okay.
I would wipe all of these YouTubers off the face
You
of
would
the earth.
Thanos them.
I would Thanos them, but not Thanos. Just snapped them. I would burn them alive on screen.
Jesus Christ!
Vengeful.
Wow.
Like, there'd be an unholy fire, right? Like, they'd be in the middle of playing the game, and they'd be like, oh my God, this is crazy. And they would burst into flames.
By the way, biggest like view count ever on that video in the history of YouTube.
Mr. Beast burst into flames.
Most
or whatever.
shares.
Right, exactly. Ninja burst into flames. I don't know the names of these guys. I only know a couple of them,
Yeah.
right? Right, like this guy, like a guy in a hoodie with the strap, with the things pulled really tight over his
The
face,
mic going into YouTube,
screaming
like,
into his
turns-
headset, and he burst into flame. I'd watch that over and over again.
Sure.
Right?
With slow mo it.
Exactly.
Then someone would react to that video.
Right,
actually.
yeah, exactly. Southside Pod on board the Fred Bussy, which is an old-time Chicago fireboat, and I have Ray Novak, the captain, and they're dyeing the river green, and he let me come on his boat today. How are you, Ray?
I'm doing wonderful, Chris. How about yourself?
Dude, this is awesome. I mean, it really is. Like, on one hand, I thought we were going to be dumping dye into the river when you sent me this invite, but this is more fun because people are out, they're partying, there's a bar on the boat, and we are maybe on the coolest boat on the river. Because I see all these other people, it's like a water taxi. Is this? I'm on a fireboat, and there's some history on this boat, isn't there?
Yeah, tons of history. The boat was built in 1933 for the city of Chicago. First of her kind, first diesel-powered fireboat for the nation. And, she retired in 81. And then back in 2019, my business partner Eric and I, we were able to buy the boat, bring her back to Chicago, and do tours again in Chicago with the boat. And this is our 6th season, so this is a great way to start the year.
You're a Southside guy, Evergreen Park, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, and so you will do 3 of these today on St. Patrick's Day Eve. Well, because people want to be on the river and they want to have fun. But like throughout the year, this is like a nonstop thing for you, right?
Yeah, right now we're gearing. We just do weekends till middle of May, and then we start working it to 7 days a week. After the holiday, we've got fireworks, we've got the air and water show, we've got all kinds of cool things happening throughout the year on the boat.
I see so many people lining the river. I see kayaks, even though it's freezing outside. I see
They do that.
Yeah, it's so weird, and I see a lot of people who get near the water and they may get a little overexcited. What is the craziest thing you've seen on this river?
Well, a little kayak, while we were doing a tour one day on the main branch, decided to go straight across our bow, and I had to all stop it and literally stop the boat right when they were touching the boat. And that was probably the scariest thing that I had to deal with. But
Was the kayaker also shooting an Instagram video too? I just imagine that.
well, you don't need a license to drive a boat, especially a kayak. And a lot of the companies are doing their education, but sometimes that education still doesn't teach people to make the right choices. So as a licensed captain on a boat like this, you always have to keep your eyes peeled on what's going on.
So because you let me come on your boat, I want you to tell everybody a little bit about if they want to come on your boat, how they do it. How does somebody jump on this boat? First of all, I love the fact there's a bar on the boat, and it's a legit fireboat. From when would this have been in service? First of all, on the river or on the lakefront as a fireboat.
So in service from 1937. Originally, her number was 38, and then it was changed to 41. But she served in the city. So, like in Franklin Street, there was a station there, and then there was a station out on the lakeside, and then down on the Calumet River. And then she did all kinds of fires. She was one of the fireboats that was there for the McCormick Place fire back in the 60s. And now, as a tour boat, you could go to our website at ChicagoFireboatTours.com, and you could see every event that we have. We have everything up for the year. Maybe not like the air and water show yet. That sells out really fast. But we're trying to tweak it, the timing and everything. But most of our scheduling is up on there.
You have one of those fire hoses on the front. You ever fire that off?
Boy, I wish. Unfortunately, that's one of the number one questions that we get. Does that work? And unfortunately, no. She was retired because one of the 4 fire pumps actually seized. And the city, how the city works, didn't want to spend the money to actually fix the boat.
That's how you ended up with it.
That's how it ended up into private ownership. We're the 3rd private owners to own the boat. It got sold from a guy, and the boat was in the city for a while, and then he passed away, and then it found its way up to Sturgeon Bay. And that's where we bought it, up in Sturgeon Bay.
All right, so we're in the is this the pilot's cabin? Is that how we call this?
We call it the pilot house.
The pilot house,
the wheelhouse,
or the wheelhouse. And
there's no wheel, but
there's no wheel.
No,
but you're a captain. You're on the river. Have you ever had somebody walk up to you and say, "Marry me"? Can't you do that once you're on the water? Isn't that like a rule?
Well, that's only on international rule. Now, I am an ordained minister, and I have performed weddings on this boat.
Okay, but it's not because you're a boat captain.
Yeah, correct.
I thought all boat captains could just do that.
You can, but then it only works as long as you're on the boat.
and then you're not married.
Then you're divorced as soon as you get off. So I guess for some people that works.
Oh, man, if only my marriage would have gone that way, I would have saved myself a lot of money. Ray Novak, again, get out here when you get a chance and ride the Fred Bussey. I got it right, correct?
Yep, Fred Bussey, Engine 41 at Chicago Fireboat Tours.
Hey, man, thanks so much for having us over here.
You're awesome. You're welcome, and I appreciate everything. I hear your podcast, and go Sox.
Southside Pod listeners, if you're looking for something to do and you like wine, Spoken Vine Wine Bar and Bottle Shop Northeast Corner, of 95th and Kedzie, an incredible array of wines, an amazing menu as well. The wines from all over the world, and you can get them in any kind of portion that you'd like. You can try out new ones every time you go in there because they're constantly rotating in new items. A 21 and over establishment, really cool, like a hotel lounge inside of that establishment. And then if you find something you like, you go to the bottle shop, you pick out that wine, you take it home. I don't know how you can't enjoy yourself at Spoke and Vine, northeast corner of 95th and Kedzie. See more at spokeandvinewines.com.
Is Easter on 420 again?
Easter? No. Easter's on its way. It's coming very soon.
Bibbidi boppity Easter's on
Well,
its
that's what I
way.
want to ask you about. Is the Easter Bunny the stupidest of all of the creatures that visit your children?
No, Tooth Fairy.
Tooth Fairy. I'm with Bill. Tooth Fairy.
You think Tooth
They
Fairy's
take
stupid?
your teeth? What do they do with it? Come on.
It is weird.
At least the Easter Bunny, I don't know where they get the eggs from.
Well, that's the thing.
I
Hold on a
just
second.
thought about this. Hold on.
Easter Bunny.
You might be right.
Bunnies don't lay eggs.
Like, it's not like it's an Easter chicken.
Bunnies
Makes
don't-
perfect sense.
Right. So,
Easter Bunny?
so does the bunny steal the eggs from chickens?
I guess I always thought that somehow the Easter Bunny laid these eggs.
Right. Okay. The
Which goes against science.
and the bunny also is delivering the baskets and the chocolate and all that other stuff.
By
So
the way,
is the
how
bunny
is he so fast if he's just hopping?
right? Is the bunny as big as Santa Claus? Is this bunny a grown man-sized bunny walking through my house in the middle of the night? Like, this is the most terrifying of all the creatures.
Right.
Tooth Fairy shows up, right? Just kind of flies in. I
Give me
imagine
your
like
dead
Tinkerbell.
tooth, I'll give you
Yeah,
some
that's
cash.
Like
weird. I
Tinkerbell,
don't get it.
right? Like Tinkerbell exchanges the teeth for cash.
What does she do with the teeth, though?
I don't know. I like, but we're talking about
Where
just
are
the
they
tooth,
now?
as compared to a giant man-sized bunny
In your home.
with eggs that it stole or
Right.
somehow
No.
created.
I'm going to hide eggs.
Right.
Sometimes plastic, sometimes the ones you colored.
Some have money. Some have
Around your
chocolate
home.
and jelly beans. Whatever.
Sometimes inside, sometimes
yeah.
outside.
Always right. Yeah. Really random.
Leave you chocolate
Weather dependent.
Right.
Yeah.
and a kite
Right. A kite.
in a basket.
Really? Yeah. Like, and that's the thing. Like, Santa's got elves. He's got a whole crew, right? He's got an operations center in the North Pole, all this stuff, right?
Santa makes sense.
Right.
Listen,
The
once you believe
Easter
in-
Bunny? Like, this may be the weirdest of all things that visit your home as a child,
I never really thought about it until you just talked about it.
right? Like, a fairy just kind of shows up, takes the teeth. Who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe the teeth help the fairies, which they grind the teeth in the magical powder that cures cancer. Fairy cancer. There's fairy cancer, and the teeth cures fairy cancer.
the Easter
You're
Bunny-
saving fairies with your fairy
Like
cancer
Santa's
saving
always
teeth.
watching you, like good boys, bad good
Right.
boys, right? The Easter Bunny don't care
Right.
if you're good or bad.
He just shows up.
he just
He don't care. Yeah.
who is it? Boing boing.
Right.
Starts hopping in your house.
I mean, think about this. When you go to a mall and you sit on
How does
Santa's
he get
lap,
there? Santa has a sleigh.
if
How
you
does the bunny get there?
if you go to a mall and you sit on Santa's lap, that makes sense, right?
Yeah, I want to tell him what I want for Christmas.
Does
no
the-
one say what I want for
Right.
Easter.
Does the Easter Bunny make sense to
He
you?
doesn't even talk.
Yeah, you don't even
You can't
say
talk.
what do you want for Easter,
Just a
little
big,
boy?
giant-
No one's
Just
looks
ever
at
asked
you
that
and says,
question.
like,
Nobody's ever said, "What do you want for Easter?"
You
little
just
girl?
sit on his lap awkwardly.
Right.
Yeah,
Somebody
and
takes a
scream.
picture,
And you take
and
the
his
picture,
mouth never moves,
wondering why
and his
he's
eyes
wearing
don't
glasses,
move. Right.
and then you leave.
Right. Right.
So weird. How come there's no tooth fairy in the mall?
I don't know.
You should be able to bring your teeth there.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
That's $1,000.
That's how we're going to resurrect
business we
malls,
got.
Bill.
We could just bring Ford City back with that one. Come see the Tooth Fairy. Right?
I'd go.
I'd go see the Tooth Fairy at Ford
Right.
City Mall.
Right.
Yeah. I
What does
would go
Ford
see
City
that.
Mall have? Well, it used to have Peacock Alley and a bunch of cool stores.
Right.
Now it has one Foot Locker and the Tooth Fairy. Wait, what'd you say? You heard me. Foot Locker. No, not that one. The other one. Oh, the Tooth Fairy? Yeah, that one. She's there? Oh, she's there.
Oh, she's there, right next to the Foot Locker.
Is she at Chicago Ridge and Orland too? Maybe Oakbrook? No, man.
Just Ford City.
Ford City.
Just Ford City.
For miles around.
Oh,
They'd come
oh,
flocking. It'd be like Field of Dreams.
it would be. The whole place like just
People
goes
will
back to its
come.
glory.
Buy property now.
Right.
Right around.
Buy
right around
property.
77.
Get out there
and Cicero.
right now. Get out there right now and start buying property around Fort C.
This place is going to be booming in 10 to 15 years.
It's the South Side! It's the South Side! It's the South Side Pod! Thanks for listening! Thanks for tuning in to the South Side Pod!
Y'all come back now, you hear?